Version 2.1 has seen several changes to the sales tax area. So to start with, under Edit Company Settings, under Tax Info, we've removed the purchasing taxes from here. So if you go to now to Vendors, you'll see that we've got a default tax for each vendors, and there's now up to 4 taxes that can be chosen from. So you basically choose one of your taxes as you've set up and put it into here. And this is where the default taxes, so when you create a new vendor, those are the taxes that get put onto the vendor. Okay, so next, under Purchase Orders, this is where you select the tax that gets put onto a purchase order itself. So it'll either come from the warehouse or from the vendor, that whatever's chosen here. So once you've selected those and put it under Purchase Orders, you can save and close that. And under Edit Warehouses, you'll see each warehouse can also have a sales tax set for it. So if you drop ship product to a different warehouse and your vendor charges you the tax depending on that location, it will pick up the tax from here. The overriding factor on that will be under the vendor itself. So if you edit a vendor now, and you look at the sales taxes, you'll see the vendor's taxes are set here. So these are the taxes charged by that vendor. But under the billing section, it says here to use the taxes from the address. So you should we choose taxes from this vendor, or should we choose the taxes based on the billing address on the purchase order? In other words, if I pick a warehouse, to use those from that warehouse as opposed to from this vendor. So you have the capability, if this vendor always charges you the same tax and it's not warehouse based, then you can select it at the vendor level. Okay, so now on the sales side of things, if I look at customers, or under company settings again, and under customers this time, you'll see again I can set my default taxes that are charged to the customer. So I create a new customer. These are the 2 taxes that get added to that customer as a default. So if I go to my customer list and I add a customer, we have a sales taxes area here. Those are the 2 taxes that got put onto this customer. But if I'm editing a customer, I can set any number of 4 taxes that this customer is charged. And then that, of course, carries over to sales. And when I add a customer to an order, it picks up that customer's sales taxes. So we've moved it, sales taxes, from info to its own tab. And again, up to 4 taxes can be charged. Okay, again, back to the taxes themselves. If I edit my sales taxes, each tax has the capability of being set to include it in the landed cost of the item. So in this case, this is a Canadian GST. It would not be added in, and you get to post here where the tax gets credited to, or in other words, where the input tax credit goes to for that GST. And on conversion of data, it will automatically apply this on there. If I go to my next tax, you'll see this is a PST for British Columbia. In this case, it says to include it in the landed cost. If I uncheck this and I don't want it included, on an individual tax basis, I can set a credit account for that tax that it gets put into. So if you don't want the tax included in the cost of the item, you can accumulate that tax credit elsewhere. Now, you wouldn't normally put it under the tax itself. So this tax here, you wouldn't normally credit it back to itself, therefore reducing your tax burden, but it can be done if that is a tax that is recoverable, like the Canadian HST or VAT or GST is. So this is for basically for countries that have taxes that are able to be recouped, and you can set that to recoup that tax on individual tax basis instead of just for the Canadian HST or GST. All taxes can now be treated that way.